actually the four-wheeler. So you can see some old rooting here. Good stuff, you know. You come out here, you sweat. I mean, change shirts 3 times a day. Alrighty, it's believe it or not, it's about 6 o'clock. We dropped last night. I got to bed pretty late. Had some bad weather come in this morning, so everything kind of behind schedule, if there is a schedule. Just came up here to check on Wyatt. He's been doing some mulching this morning. He was actually able to mulch in the rain, but then we had some lightning, so we had to shut down for a while. Zeb's on the tractor. But anyway, just gonna do a little video footage there. Wyatt's trying to figure out what I'm doing. So anyway, he's actually sharpening the teeth on the mulcher, which is kind of like maintenance. And kind of like us, we need to do our maintenance so we keep our heads on right. It cuts a lot better. When Zeb designed the service trailer, he did it with the intentions of being able to stand actually on the roof. Not only does it offer protection for the generator, the air compressor, and the transfer tank, but it also gives us a platform to work on so we can lift the skid up, you know, get up underneath that mulching head. And you know, there's actually a little tool that guides it. So Wyatt's got a grinder running off the generator, safety glasses, ear muffs, and he's going to grind that down and just start to sharpen them teeth up a little bit. So we're going to shoot a little footage of that. We're going to go down here now and show you the double gate in the daylight, and probably show you a little bit of what Zeb's been working on today. Alright, we're back here at the double gate trap. We did the footage last night. It was pretty dark, kind of hard to see. So we thought we'd come back here in the daylight. Like I said, we had a really good rain today, a lot of rain. So whatever human scent we got is gone now that was in the trap. But I'm gonna flip this camera around, just kind of show you what for some of you may not know what a double gate looks like, walk you through a couple things. Camera angle, feeder placement, just to kind of give you an idea. Everybody's got their own way of doing things. Just kind of show you how we do it with double gates. So here we go. So as I said last night, we are going to run an ice camera on one gate, which is standard for us on everything. The difference here is we're trying to watch 2 gates. It is true with a live video camera, that lens sees at a 90-degree angle and you can pick up both gates, but even with live video, we run a second camera. That's just our preference, that's what we like. And that's on single gates. But on double gates, which is what this is, we're gonna run an ice camera CNN, just like that, okay? So you kind of see what the old ice camera's seeing. And then the ice camera is going to be on the same side as the mine camera. So this is the mine camera. It's not live video. Some people call it the texting camera. And then you're going to come up here, work with me here, so I can get up on this panel. And kind of the viewpoint that you're going to see for us, if you were looking through the mine lens, I'm level with the mine camera. That's a high angle for us. We don't need all that. We're gonna dial this thing down, 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 and we're gonna be about right there. Right above that, right below, above that little control box. And then looking at that pile of corn. So as you can tell, our feeder is slightly offset. It is not directly in the center of the trap because it would be in the way of the camera. So the mine camera that drops the gates, its job is to look at that corn pile and to watch that other gate for any of the hogs. The blind side is to our right, which is what the ice camera is going to pick up. By using the cameras, using the same app, the Jaeger Pro app, these cameras are stacked on top of each other in the app. We name them that way. So we're not jumping from one app to another camera. We're in the same app. We're going from camera to camera, camera to camera, boom, flip the switch. So trap is a little too round for me personally, but we didn't have much to work with here due to the soil and the rooting from the hogs and the trees. But it worked out. It did what it was supposed to do, which was it pushed them hogs back to where they needed to go, which is to the other trap. So we talked about it last night, how we show you how we zip tie the spare panel, because basically we're running 11 panels and 2 gates. So you would need another connecting rod. So if you don't have another connecting rod, just run 11 panels and 2 gates, not 12 panels and 2 gates. You got to have another rod for that. So it's the same size trap as a standard Jaeger Pro because we're running 2 gates. So the gate ends up being like your other panel. Hopefully that makes sense. But we are probably going to pull this trap this evening or early tomorrow morning and run it back to where it belongs on the south end of the property. And for some that may be crazy, but we're going to keep this a bait site, and if we get hogs coming to it, then we'll bring the chief trap over here. But we need to get the south trap back to the south for its protection. The feeder's still there, the camera pole is still there. It's just an ice camera watching the feeder right now. Nothing that can do anything. So we're going to try to run Zebby down, see where he's at. And then I've got a little bit of what we call land management stuff that I got to do. And keep rocking along. Get ready to go back to Georgia tomorrow. So we'll keep you posted. Some pretty cool scenery here, but part of our job is checking these other sinks, especially these sinks water sinks that are in these very remote locations of the property. So kind of give you a look at what it looks like. Basically what we're looking for is any type of hog sign where hogs coming in and rooting, where hogs are basically laying up in here pretty good. We typically don't have a lot of hog damage on this part of the property, but so we come in here, we look for tracks. But anyway, I'll get my big mug out. Y'all take a look. It's pretty neat. You can see up there's actually the four-wheeler. So you can see some old rooting here. It's going to be hard. There's always going to be a single bore. Like I said, after we're all dead and gone, there'll be a single bore, with a mouse and a cockroach riding on his back, laughing at all of us fools. But you can hear the frogs. But yeah, the rock formation is pretty cool. Man, this has been here a long time. Anyway, we fight in daylight. Trying to make my rounds here because probably tomorrow morning we're going to go ahead and move that trap back to the south. I can hear Wyatt running the mulcher, hear that backup beeper. And Zeb was back at camp. He pulled out some hickory logs that we had to cut down, some trees that fell. He's actually hitting them with the splitter. But anyway, just kind of wanted to show you this real quick for y'all in TV land to look at the beauty of it. And again, for some people it's just a bunch of rocks, but it's part of the ecosystem, part of the landowner's, thing, man, is protect this. So all of this land can never be developed. It's locked in, so that's kind of cool. This will be here for a long time for somebody to enjoy. So we're headed out to the prairie. Might see lower angles. Sun's starting to set, so it's not nearly as hot, but it's been humid today. All right, here we go. So we're on the very, very northern tip of the 700 acres. We're going to go and throw a little quick bait site up here. You can put a camera up to look for hogs. You got to have something to slow them down so you can take a picture. So we're going to put the feeder up, and then tomorrow we're going to throw up a big pole, get the camera up high. We like the camera up high because if it ever turns into a trap, we want that high angle. And hogs look different. If you put the camera down here low, they look gigantic. So we want that. We want to get the identification started right. But really pretty up here. Don't actually get up here a whole lot, so it's a good reason to have a little bait site up here. If we get some hogs drifting through, you know, might attract them. We have a trap back that way through the woods, but this area here is pretty isolated. Good place for, you know, hogs don't like humans. Now, hopefully when I turn the camera around it won't get dark on you. But way, 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 way back that way, I mean way back that way, is where that double gate system's at. That's at the very beginning of this long stretch. So that would be what you would think of as Lower Ingles southern home, and this is Lower Ingles northern home. But it's quite the ride up here. It takes a bit to get up here, but we're going to throw this bait site up real quick because we're running out of daylight. And you can hear Wyatt there in the background. He's over that way running that skid, doing some mulching. So anyway, so hopefully y'all enjoying the scenery. And we're fixing to dump a bunch of corn in an on-time feeder and slam some T-posts in the ground. Here we go. So we got it up. We don't even, on a deal like this where we're throwing up these bait sites real quick, because we know it's just kind of a temporary thing, we don't even use our varmint guard system, which mounts around that motor to keep the coons off of it. On our semi-permanent traps, we're going to always use a varmint guard, just because sooner or later the squirrels or coons are going to get aggravated. But you'll see up here, the way we do it is we just literally use Gorilla Tape. We wrap Gorilla Tape around it, which might seem, I don't know, seems like something, but take our knife, we cut it, we go. We've had Gorilla Tape last for a year like this. And so as much as we're moving stuff around on stuff like this, it's quick, it's fast, it's the easiest thing for us to do. So throw it up real quick. We'll put a big pole on it, put a Jaeger Pro ice camera on it, and that's our eyes and ears on this end of the property, looking for a group of hogs. So it's that very proactive approach. So sun's setting. I'm gonna start working my way back to camp. I've got a few more spots I need to check for hog damage, hog sign, and then we're gonna wrap it up for the evening and eat that big ass salad. I'm not sure the cameras is gonna do it justice, but man, I had to stop here. I'm kind of smack dab in the middle between the north and south of the prairie. And I mean, you got it that direction there, just beautiful. And then you turn back this way. Get over that way a little bit. I mean, it's just, I don't know, man, it's just good stuff, you know. You come out here, you sweat. I mean, change shirts 3 times a day. And then you get blessed with that, you know, and makes all the hard work and everything worthwhile, you know. And to not see hog sign is always positive. You know, we don't see any hog signs, so we know we're kind of doing a job. Hard to stay ahead of them suckers. But yeah, the scenery on all the properties, no matter where we're at. Arkansas, Alabama, Georgia, Florida, Missouri. I mean, I don't know. And just, I don't want to be one of them fellas that, you know, takes all that for granted. And I'm hoping that we can share that with you guys out there, that you can get to see that pretty scenery, you know, because a lot of what we see anymore is just ugly, you know. And so anyway, I got to head over here and check on Wyatt. It sounds like he shut that skid steer down and is probably doing his evening maintenance, and then we're going to head to camp. Well, we are done for the day. 9:30. Zebby just got in from splitting wood. We all got to take showers, getting ready to eat. Instead of telling you about it, I'm going to show it to you. The big ass salad. Yep. Got my own bowl. Travel with my own salad bowl. Super special treat tonight. Got some albacore tuna on it. Don't always do that. A little high on the hog here. Good day. I'm tired today. Not a good real sleepy. Didn't get a lot of sleep last night. So tomorrow we're going to move the south trap back to where it belongs. We're going to watch it tonight. There's been a single boar up there, so maybe he'll slip in there tonight. We'll flip the switch. But we plan on pulling out of here about noon tomorrow. 3-hour drive home and teach karate at 6. So really the only thing I got tonight is I've written a lot over the years about the importance of having a system to process information, data coming in, events that happen. It's important to have a routine and a system. My bride, for instance, she, at the end of the day, she's winding up before she goes to bed. She'll have her low calorie, low sugar, and I mean, it looks like to me like a splash of chocolate with water, and she'll drink that, and that's it. Simple as it may be. So, you know, I have my stretching, I have my running. There's organizations I've heard use the terminology practices. You have practices, you know, deep breathing, meditation, you know, whatever. It's maintenance. So trap maintenance is important. That's how we stay up on the game. System's got to work, battery's got to work, corn's got to get spit out. Wyatt's doing maintenance on the, you know, the skid steer, you know, sharpening the mulching head. I mean, all of that is maintenance. We as humans don't seem to do real good with our maintenance. And our maintenance is what helps keeps our head screwed on straight, keeps us going. And so it's important to have a system that you do when crap just kind of goes sideways. You know, helps keep your attitude positive. You know, you got to have your little moment. But at times, the system doesn't always work. And so I've written a lot about that. And basically what you're looking at is you've got to confront the beast, whatever the beast is. It's whatever is keeping you sideways during the daytime, keeping you sideways at night. You got to confront the beast. Sometimes you have to seek professional help to confront the beast. Sometimes you just need to talk to a good friend. Sometimes you just need to talk to your kids. Whatever the beast is. And to me, the hog is the beast. I'm not trying to put these two worlds together, but to me they're a lot alike. The hog is out there at night, the greatest fear of the farmer. Something he can't control, he can't see it, but it's always there. It's always there. They hire people like us to confront the beast so they can sleep at night. Whatever keeps us awake at night, whatever makes us sideways during the daytime, sometimes we just got to confront it. We can deep breathe, we can run, we can meditate, we can do our hot chocolate at nighttime, but sometimes you got to grab the damn bull by the horns. It's that simple. And that's scary sometimes. And that's where you use your network of friends, family, people that are close to you. As Robert De Niro calls it, the circle of trust. You get those people to come with you and you confront the beast. But the number one thing you got to do first is you got to admit there is a beast. And there will always be more beasts that are coming. But in the world of hogs, you confront it. You go at it as hard as you can. And that's what we did down here. 2 traps. No. You coming at me, I'm coming at you. Instead of me laying in there wondering if it's going to go in that trap, no, I threw another trap up. I wasn't going to wonder. I knew it was going to go on one of them, all 19 of them. So it's important to have a system, but it's also important to grab the bull by the horns and to ask for help. And that's what I got. May not be what you want. You can click off. But anyway, so fixing to go in there and spend some time with my boys. Eat this big ass salad with albacore tuna. Might even have me a little bit of yogurt with some fresh blueberries as a dessert. And then we're going to hit the showers and hit the sack. Get at it tomorrow. Zebby just come through here, and I mean, he looked like 17 Wyatts going to church after running the log splitter, because it ain't backed off the heat and ain't backed off the humidity. But it's better than snow. So y'all have a good night. Appreciate you. All right, it is a absolutely beautiful day here in Central Florida. 7 o'clock. Wyatt's already gone. He's up on the north end of the property running the mulcher. Zeb's fixing to bust out of here and get on the tractor. So hog developments last night. We did have a solo hog come into the prairie trap, push Laura Ingalls right out of there. He wasn't real comfortable. Double gate system. He was in and out all night, but I mean, he was just like, you know, just got that look about him. So I didn't flip the switch. I'm all about the hog's comfort, our comfort. You don't want to miss. That's an education process, so we're going to wait. So we're not going to move the south trap today back to where it's from. We'll keep it at the prairie. Not really the plan. I myself will end up doing some other stuff. Fixing to go for a run up the west property line, north property line, come back down. And a good opportunity for me to scout, because that is our problem area right now, is the west property line. So I'll be able to see some tracks. So walk it, run it, either way. And that's all part of that routine that we talked about yesterday, that system, you know, but sometimes you still got to grab that beast by the horns. Did get a good night's sleep. My battery watch, you know, it's saying that I got 61 volts. Sometimes it says some crazy stuff when it tells the watch or the phone. It says, you know, hey, you know, you don't need to continue this type of pattern. It's unhealthy. It's just hilarious. Like, I don't know. It's like my wife is behind it somehow, pressing buttons. But anyway, today I'm running 61 volts, which is really high for me. So I'm wound up. I mean, the clock is wound tight today, but get a good run in. And then we're going to try to pull out of here about noon, drive back to South Georgia. On a very positive note, you know, we went to great lengths to send our boys to a private school. We wanted them to get a good education, to be able to talk about God, say the Pledge of Allegiance, and just have some damn common sense with growing up, I guess is the best way to put it. And so yesterday morning I was trying to, you know, figure out a way to darken my room up, because I was trying to sleep in. The boys were getting up, and so Zeb's standing there in the kitchen. And this is a 1950s camp house that's been remodeled, so it's kind of neat. But you know, we don't have, you know, TV, no Wi-Fi, horrible cell service. We even installed a RV booster antenna inside here, which kind of puts a little antenna on the inside and puts a little antenna on the outside. So kind of like hog trapping inside a building, just to get some cell service in here. And so it's kind of, we're kind of back in the Stone Ages, which is good. Evenings are nice. So I'm standing there looking at Zeb in the kitchen, and he's getting, you know, he's got his shirt tucked in, and he's looking fit, you know, lean, mean Marine. And he ends up, he said, "What are you doing?" And I said, "I'm trying to darken this room up, and I'm trying to figure out a way I can put this sheet up over these windows so I can, you know, get it darkened so I can sleep." And it's like one of those, you know, defining moments that you realize that you did good, you know, sending your kid to a private school. And he says, "Well, Daddy," he said, "just get some Gorilla Tape and Gorilla Tape it to it." No joke, man. I was like, that's like, not only do you have your shirt tail tucked in, but you understand the importance of being able to Gorilla Tape a sheet to a window. So it was a pretty cool moment right there. He don't realize it, Billy. He will when he edits the video. I was like, man, I couldn't be prouder. You know, improvise, adapt, and overcome. So anyway, we're going to bust loose. We're going to get up there and run. Temps already cranking up. Humidity never did stop last night. I mean, it's dripping out here already. And hydrate up good. And we're going to put that Wyatt designed that platform for our customer for the cage, C-A-G-E, cage, semi-permanent hub blind. So we've got to make sure that it's going to fit. It's like right over there. That's why I'm looking at it, to make sure it fits, you know. And if not, we need to take it back to Georgia and tweak it. But y'all hang on today. It's going to be a really good day. Again, 69 volts, no, 61 volts, man. That's good for me. So you can tell a guy like me really doesn't need to do caffeine. All I need is a half-assed, decent night's sleep. So you in TV land, we're gonna bust it loose today, and hopefully get up there. Wyatt's hoping that he's gonna. There's a section that he's basically connecting two sections. He's been mulching here and mulching there, and there's like a little island, and that's his goal, is to get through the island today. You're talking 80 acres of mulching. He's not done, but he's probably maybe 60-70% done. So he's on a mission today. So I'm proud of him. So y'all hang on. So we've been posting that Wyatt built a little platform for the cage, C-A-G-E, cage. It's basically like a permanent hub blind. Our customer bought one, asked to have a raised platform, so we went to our buddy's welding shop, picked up some steel. Wyatt put it together. Just kind of want to show you how it all comes together. I literally have not put the blind up on the platform yet, so this may not be the best video. But anyway, the boys killed their first deers in pop-up blinds. Back then they were double bulls, a long time ago, but they were 5 when they killed their first deers in the pop-up blind. So they work good for multiple applications. We all bow hunt now, so we pretty much are hang-ons, hanging up in a tree. But we're gonna throw some, we bought some AstroTurf, so we're gonna throw some AstroTurf on the platform, the expanded metal. It's 1.5-inch square tubing. We came back with a later modification, or Wyatt did, welded some gussets in on the legs, and trying to minimize the amount of weight. So it is somewhat portable. If our customer needs to move it, he can move it by himself, throw it on a trailer. But let's throw this AstroTurf on there, throw the blind on there, and take a look at it and see if we need to go back to the drawing board. All right, so we threw the AstroTurf on there. It worked out perfect. Our platform is 6 by 6, and the AstroTurf is 6 foot wide, got a 6 foot length. Good to go. The hub blind, compared to other hub blinds, but again, it's a permanent hub blind. It's got a little bit of weight to it, not crazy, but it's got a little bit of weight to it. So for me, what I've always noticed with hub blinds, kind of the easiest way to get in there is to get in there, lift up. So you get to watch this. I might screw up this one car funeral, but it might be some enjoyment to you. So we're gonna go ahead and enter in. It's kind of scary, it's dark in there. No worries, we got a gun. All right, nobody got hurt yet. Gotta readjust this. So it looks like it's going to work. Basically, at the bottom of this cage blind is where you could put some stakes. I know it's going to come as a massive surprise to y'all, but most likely what we're going to do is put some big ass zip ties on it, and zip tie each corner. Perfect. If it works for a hog trap, it'll work for a pop-up blind. So anyway, successful mission. Nice platform, elevated off the ground. Nice AstroTurf on the inside. It'll keep ticks, bugs, kind of keep it clean. Put some little foots on the bottom of the platform here, to keep it from going way too deep in the ground. And again, this is Cage Permanent Hub Blinds. They are not our sponsor. I don't know them and I've never talked to them. I'm just simply telling you that from what I can see, having a background in hub blinds, this seems to be a pretty well built product. and we're going to test it here on this property with our customer. But that's how we figured out how to skin this cat. That may not be politically correct, but we skinned the cat this way by putting it up off the ground. Wyatt built a little platform, 1.5-inch square tubing, and like I said, welded some gussets in to give some extra support to that leg. We're figuring 2 people in there, so it's a test run. So from Hog Cutters Trapping Company, success right here so far. Now, if our customer gets in there with a couple friends and it collapses, we're never going to post that or show that in a YouTube video. So we're going to get back to our hog trapping here, but we diverted a little bit this morning. Okay, so we had to leave Central Florida in kind of a hurry. We got running behind schedule. So I think the last thing we showed you was the cage semi-permanent hub blind. So basically we kind of ran out of time. We had to put it in the wind. I had to get up here so I could teach karate, and Wyatt had baseball practice. So no time for a little exit video from Central Florida. Got up here, changed clothes, got to karate. As I came out of karate, a group that we've been looking at came on in. So we flipped the switch. And so now we are fixing to load up, just literally change clothes. I ate my big ass salad just a few minutes ago, and my wife will tell you that watching me eat a big ass salad in a hurry is not a pretty sight, but I had to shovel it down so I'd have some energy after working in Central Florida and karate and everything else. I needed some go-go juice. This is going to be a little bit different. This trap is, we call it Spring Hill. It's been moved 3 or 4 times on this property. We just recently moved it. We had some beavers come in and dam up this swamp. We trap all the way around the swamp. We've got 3 systems running around this swamp. And 2 of our peanut butter bait sites are running at the north end and south end of that swamp. This is going to be, it's a hard trap to get to with the thermal. It just is really hard. Virtually almost impossible, because we had to move the trap to work around what the beavers had done to give the hogs easier access to the system. So it's very close to a swamp. I mean, very close, like almost sitting in a swamp, but it's not in their bedroom. So tactically, going at night and running the thermal would be really tough because it's just buried in a bunch of trees. So they came in early like this. It's still daylight outside, just simply because, you know, I mean, it's basically, they're not spooked. Our concern is up the field is a cornfield that we had a huge issue with earlier this year during planting season. And in 18 days, we took out 37 hogs. Trapped, I think 25 at one time, and then we went tactical on them. We went into the swamp, hip waders, and started taking them out. Eventually, we pushed them to a trap and trapped 25. Did 1 on a thermal, and that was it. So it was 18 days of pure hell, but we took out 37 hogs and protected a second plant on a corn crop. So our concern with this group is that they may work their way up to that cornfield. It's a non-irrigated field, and as hot as it is, most likely they're going to stay in the swamp and work off of this corn that we're pushing towards them. So we needed to go ahead and take them before they found that cornfield. We know the numbers, like 15 to 17. We're having trouble counting them. There's some small ones in there. So what we're going to do is, Zeb's going to go with me. He's actually going to drop me off on the other side of the swamp, and then I will work my way across the field, and then I'll drop down off in the swamp before it gets dark, and then I'll work my way through the swamp because the gate is basically almost up against this swamp. Because of that, we're not running thermal. It's worked out well. We still got some daylight to work with. What we will be running is a suppressed 44. It's a Ruger bolt action, and then 1022 platform suppressed for actually taking the hogs out. Once you see kind of where this trap is at, you'll see that it's just a logistical nightmare, but it's effective. And we're thrilled that after moving it, it produced what it produced. So again, this is a semi-permanent trap. So bear with us. I know that's a lot of explanation, but we got to get moving, and I'm not going to have time to really explain all that once I get in the woods. So we're fixing to load up the Tacoma. It's a tight fit, so we're going to take the Recon, which is our smallest four-wheeler, and giddy up and go. You can tell I'm excited. You know, you take all that hard work to move a trap and bury it even deeper into a situation, and bam, you know, you get this. And so we're once again protecting this crop field, so that's exciting. All right, hang on, because here we go.